I do. I think the impediment one is certainly greed. I think we've seen a lot of that over the last few years. The other one is people just don't get this. And what I've heard a lot in my own career is people say, look, this does seem like a good thing to do, but I can't put into words why I feel it's a good thing. And I give two examples. I say, look, if you're an experienced policeman and you knew someone was guilty, you get the evidence to prove they were guilty. You wouldn't manufacture it, you do it honestly. That's one model. The other model is you would get the evidence, then you'd develop around that, and then you'd launch strategic objectives in that context. Both are legitimate in terms of strategic approach.
We are involved in social media today. We've been doing quite a bit, and it's been going successfully so far. I would not say impediments, but the things we're having to work through are coping with the level of immediacy and transparency required. And it's not that we're not willing to talk about pretty much anything. It's that there is a high requirement on us, as you would expect with any large company, to get our facts right, to get things right before we say them in a public space. Matching that with an almost real-time communications forum is a challenge at the moment. And that's where what I was talking about earlier, saying that there is a need for changing existing procedures and processes to cope with this new reality and to take advantage of this new reality.
There's lots of considerations, certainly guidelines, policies and things that need consideration. How your employees respond to certain things, how you participate in social media. I think it can be a bit of a minefield, but I think with the right approach, considered approach I think is the key.
I think there's a number of impediments. We have, for one, the IT department is often an impediment, so they may block or limit the amount of time that an employee could spend on, say, Facebook or Twitter. There is also fear. I think, and I experienced this many years ago in the earliest forms of internet social media, Usenet News and such, corporations actually being afraid to engage with the public for fear of what it might do to their reputation. So I think there's a number of barriers, some more physical, more real, some more intangible, but I think as the forward-thinking corporations open up and relax and realize that it's actually much better to participate in this, because it's quite the opposite of an old adage which says it's better to remain silent and appear ignorant than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. But I think for corporations it's quite the opposite of that it's best to be out there and not get caught out appearing to ignore such a phenomenon.